Season 1 of Rematch has just landed, so I thought it's about time we take a look at the state of the game. After 2 beta weekends, I made a bold claim in saying that Rematch is one of the best football games I've played in years. And whilst I still stand by that claim that Rematch offers such a unique football gaming experience, and a really fun one in that, it's not quite living up to its potential right now. This was never going to be a game that can compete with the monster that is EAFC, whether it's in the variety of modes, the content cadence, etc. Slowclap is a much smaller studio, but even with that said, the game just really hasn't changed much. I'd put 30 to 40 hours into the Rematch beta period alone, and since then I've put about 45 hours into the full release and got 100% of the achievements. The thing is, the game I'm playing here in September isn't really that much different to the game I played during that very first creator preview event. Really, going back to the first public beta, 3 game modes and a ranked 5v5, Season 1 is now introducing a ranked 3v3, which is obviously nice to see. One of Rematch's strongest traits is that it really does nail the fantasy of five-a-side football, both for better and for worse. Whether it's the great side in the tactical and positioning side of five-a-side and the back and forth of it, the crunching last second tackles or the flair of a little flick. The bad side is that, just like five-a-side, your enjoyment can be at the mercy of your teammates. And whilst there is much feedback to give to Slowclap, maybe I'd suggest a big fucking stadium that has nothing but massive signs saying pass for fuck's sake. I can't believe I'm a full season into this game and I'm still seeing some absolute muppets trying to take on the whole team, and as soon as someone makes a mistake, good job, good job, good job, thanks mate, thanks. I've loved five-a-side my entire life, but not just five-a-side football itself, what comes around it. I said during my first video that Rematch needs more creativity in its modes that specialise around the street level of football. Modes like headers and volleys, a knockout or Wembley where 3 teams of 2 all face off to score 3 goals against the goalkeeper first. Penalty shootouts, things that are exciting. That whilst 3v3 is a nice addition for those that want ranked, we need casual and fun modes introduced to go alongside it. What's been clear is that Rematch came in hot. No crossplay, netcode all over the place, and a myriad of technical issues that now the ship seems to finally have steadied. Crossplay for Rematch is huge. I'm delighted that it's finally here, and therefore we're going to get a more connected player base. So props to Slowclap for getting that out. But unless you have friends on other platforms that you're wanting to play with, most aren't going to see that as actual content added to the game. Really, what I'm getting at here is, look, game dev is complex, I get it. But now we have crossplay and a new ranked mode, I would love to see a roadmap of the direction we're going to head in regards to modes and actual content. Will we get any more storylines like the prologue? There's mentions of AI to practice with. I think where the frustration lies is the potential this game has. They've mentioned rotating quick play modes and AI bots, so they clearly have ideas, but I want to be in the loop with those ideas and know what might be coming. It comes back to what I said at the top. Slowclap is a small team, but with the sheer amount of games we get now and the content in which games move at, I'd like to know as a player what kind of cadence we will now be hitting with that content, given that technical issues and crossplay is sorted. Because Season 1 is not really that much of a big deal as someone who isn't fussed about 3v3 and prefers a classic five-a-side experience. It doesn't really feel like anything new. It comes back to what I said about potential, and yeah, this game needs a club or clan system that can net rewards with playing with the same people over and over again, or just some basic ranks. Something to incentivize making or keeping friends and playing with them over and over again. That said, I was delighted to see some end of season rank rewards dished out, because that is massive to any game with a ranked mode. One of the things I dislike the most about Rematch is its battle pass system. It just simply has no need to be that grindy. I put 42 hours into Season 1, and I completed 1 branch of the battle pass, 1 side of the second branch, and a few final rewards in that last segment. I understand that the battle pass is used as an incentive to drive retention and keep people coming back, but honestly, when a battle pass is that grindy, it turns me off from it. That is what the rank system is for, to keep people coming back. If I am putting 40 hours into a season of a game, I should be able to complete the battle pass for that season. It is bonkers. If you want to go down that route and make it really grindy, you should be having daily and weekly challenges to complete to speed up the process, because that battle pass is not player friendly whatsoever, despite what I think holds pretty good value within it. I love the different stadium designs of Space or this season's Volcano, and as I said in my original thought video, I hope they get really out there with the designs they go with for this, lean into the galactic football or weird shit, because they absolutely can, given the tone and the direction of the game. Personally, I don't have many issues with the microtransactions, but the balance always needs to be right between the content in a given season and the microtransactions introduced in a season. A battle pass is not content. It is something to grind for, but it is not inherent content in a game. So when I look at Season 1, it's just crossplay and a rank 3v3. So for people that went back to EAFC, or they just bounced off Rematch and they're playing other games, there's nothing really here that makes someone go, you know what? I need to get back into Rematch again. Sticking with the monetization for a minute, I think the collaboration items are really smart. Ronaldinho especially was the perfect get for this kind of game. And with the amount of blue lock players that are playing this, I would not be shocked to see a collaboration for that at some point. But legends of the game, especially with those with the flair of Ronaldinho, I'm a big fan of in terms of the collabs. As I said though, there has to be the content to go alongside the cosmetics and not treat the cosmetics as the content. Because even if you bought Rematch, Season 1 is not the Battle Pass. You have to still buy the Battle Pass. So therefore, when you look at Season 1, it's rank 3v3, which you might not care about, and it's crossplay, which you also may not care about. So therefore, if we're trying to come back to the game, or we're trying to get our friends to come back to the game, there may not be a whole thing that will drive that. With all that said, I still think Rematch is great, by the way. I know recent patches have got people here or there given the changes that have been made to what Slow Clap call emergent mechanics, which come as a result of design matching with bugs. Personally, I was never really into them. I'll take a sick as fuck team goal any day over a mechanic being abused, but I do agree they can add a little bit of personality into the game. And if there's no way to beat a player, which can be hard to do when reduced to the very basic movement mechanics at the top level of ability, it can make the game a little bit one note. So I understand the divide here. Some people, they hate the emergent mechanics. Some people, they love him. But what I think is important for Rematch more than anything is that down the line, we get more mechanics and abilities brought to the game that increase the skill level, increase the skill gap, and diversify the gameplay that little bit more. That's why I talk about knockout, or headers and volleys, or more street-based modes. It forces players to change the way they play, and that's healthy for a long-term game. I still think his mechanics are so strong though. Whether that's hitting the perfect cross, a lovely little tiki-taka goal, it still feels mint. And I like the tweaks they've made here in Season 1 to goalkeeper dives, the way it parries more, or more accuracy in the diving, that really emphasizes both keeper positioning and good strikers are now more often rewarded. I think right now, because I personally didn't use those emergent mechanics, Rematch is the best it's felt on a gameplay level since that first beta to me. So Rematch is still a really fun football game. And we do have to bear in mind that we are only 3 months into launch. I'm still excited about the potential that this game has, but as I'm saying, things move quick in the video game world and players move on. There's no doubt that this game came in hot when it came to release readiness, that they needed to fix the technical state of the game, and as a result, maybe this has had an impact in terms of what content we may have got since then. This game just needs some sort of roadmap or teases as to what might come, whether that's in Season 1 or after Season 1, because as far as content offerings go for this season, it's pretty dry. I say all of this in mind that Slow Clap is a smaller studio, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you should be trying to keep players looped in to keep them excited. So far, I love Rematch. It remains just as fun as the first game I played in it, especially in those matches of really high quality. Right now, though, it's just not fulfilling its potential, but that doesn't mean that it won't. What are you thinking about the state of Rematch? Are you happy with Season 1? Are you still playing it? Give me your thoughts. If you enjoyed the vid, consider leaving a like or a hype. And I've been thinking about making a football dedicated channel recently, so let me know if that's something you'd like to see, whether that's EAFC, Rematch, or me just talking about Arsenal. Anyway, I hope you have a terrific day. Play games, get gains, and I will catch you in the next one.